It's the Sports Depth Podcast. Joey Alfieri, Simon Tsalikis with you for another episode here today on the Montreal Canadiens. And this is more of a, maybe we'll have a debate, Simon. We don't rehearse anything on the show very clearly.
We do not.
So maybe we're on the same side of this argument. I'm not 100% sure, but with the Utah Mammoth coming to town on Saturday,
which is a nice ticket to have.
Saturday night.
No, but it's a good team, fun team to watch.
Yes, fun team to watch. They have a lot of really good young players, and that's where that's exactly along the lines of where we're going to head with this question that I've got for you today. So, in their draft here in 2022, Montreal Canadiens took Juraj Slafkovsky first overall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the New Jersey Devils took Simon Nemec. That's a terrible name.
But Nemec, I don't like it either.
Yeah. And Logan Cooley went third overall to Arizona, and then Shane Wright went fourth. We saw Canadiens play Shane Wright not too long ago. But my question to you is for today, 2022, if we can go back in time,
mm-hmm.
and you're the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Did they make the right call going with Juraj Slafkovsky at number one, or do you think if they had a do-over, that they would go with Logan Cooley? You're always talking about the Canes need a center. Yesterday we talked about Canes. They need a center. Would you go back, and do you think they would go? Because this was a debate. There was Shane Wright, but there was also Logan Cooley. Don't forget.
I remember Bob McKenzie spoke about that once. He had pulled 10 general managers. I think he said it was 4-4 and 2.
Oh yeah,
for Logan Cooley. He had come back, I think, a week later and said it went 5-4-1 to Logan Cooley, but definitely there was a couple of general managers, or at least one general manager, that thought he should be the first pick overall in that entry draft. This is a very difficult one, Joey. This is a very tough one because, I think we spent the last episode talking about how the upgrade at that second line center position is massive.
And there's not a lot of options.
And there's not a lot of...
Les bons sens, ça court pas les rues, Simon.
No. And then you have Slafkovsky, who has the makings of... I'm not going to say that it's a dying breed, but that classic big power forward, right? Like that guy with I think a little bit, develop his mean streak as he goes along and he gets more comfortable on that ice and gets more comfortable in the National Hockey League. So I guess... I'd have to be a little bit of a hypocrite.
Go ahead.
I can't spend the last episode 20 minutes talking about getting better at the center ice position and not say Logan Cooley. I think it's a blessing if you have one very good center in the National Hockey. The Canadiens were a very bad team for a couple of years because they did not have any high-end talent at that center ice position. Yep. Nick Suzuki comes along and slowly develops into a guy that will be on Team Canada. He's going to be there. And he's going to be there because he's so good at playing hockey, they can stick him on the wing. That's how good he is. And you have a bona fide first-line center in the National Hockey League. What's better than having one bona fide NHL centerman?
Having a power forward play right next to him. So
having a power forward is a correct answer as well. Also a correct answer is having a legit number 2 second-line center. Like you look at some of the, the teams that have had success, Joey, over the last 5 years.
Oh.
Point and Stamkos, right? Bennett and Barkov. Like to have, McDavid, Draisaitl. Yeah, we keep getting there and falling out. And then there are scenarios like the Leafs who can't get it done in the postseason, but put up 110 points because they're so talented down the middle. I love having a big-ass, tough power forward. That's nice. It's a beautiful thing. But depth at that center ice position is something that is hard to find. Gino and Sid. And I don't think Nick Suzuki or Logan Cooley will be as good as Gino and Sid. I really don't. But being good at the center ice position just makes hockey, like, look at the Canadiens the last couple of years. Like, how much is life better when you get something out of that? And I like Thomas Plekanec. Only thing about Thomas Plekanec, he wasn't a legit first-line center.
Right.
He's a guy that scored 20 goals, great penalty killer, responsible in his own end, and offense did not come overly easy to him, right? David Desharnais was good player, 50 points, 55 points, but he wasn't legit first-line center. The Canadiens have landed one legit first-line center. And look how good they are. I can't imagine a world that they can have two guys that can hover or be above.
Well, they could have, Simon. They didn't. They ended up going with the power forward. But you know what you would be saying right now if the Canes had Suzuki and Logan Cooley?
We need a power.
You would be telling me that, you know what's really hard to get?
Yes.
A power forward. And we would reverse the question and we would say, oh, should they have taken Slafkovsky over Cooley? Look, at the end of the day, it's this. I think Logan Cooley looks like a really good player. He is a really good player. He had 25 goals last year. He had 65 points last year. They just rewarded him last week with an 8-year, $80 million deal.
Yeah.
Clearly, they believe in him.
Yeah.
Cap's going up. The numbers going up. Slafkovsky, I mean, he's not at $10 million a year.
He may become a bargain.
7. Yeah, but it could be a bargain.
What do you think in your world? Slafkovsky plays on the first line.
Yeah.
And I think you and I would both agree that when it comes to point production over an 82-game season, he will be third when it comes to point production on that line, right? Suzuki and Cole Caulfield will get ahead of him.
Yeah.
No, I think Suzuki and Caulfield will get more points in it. So what is his number compared to Logan Cooley's number now?
It doesn't have to be as high as Logan Cooley's. That's the thing.
No. He can get his. Logan Cooley has a season of 25 and 25. That's an unsuccessful season for Logan Cooley, 50 points. But Slav at 25 and 25,
but
knocking people down.
Yeah, but
I know he can in there, but he can be a 50-point guy and be really good.
But he already is.
Knock
he already
people
is
down.
a 50-point guy.
But I know that's what you're saying. He doesn't have to equate the points.
Like Logan Cooley, I think is a point-a-game player.
I think so
in
too.
the NHL. Like that's what I think. I think he's a guy who can hit 85 points.
Yeah,
he's flirting.
Can he do that
right
behind
now.
Nick Suzuki though?
I think so. I think they can. Like, look at Ivan. I know it's a different position, but look at Ivan Demidov. I know now he plays on the first power play unit, but I mean, at 5-on-5, they don't play together. And I think Demidov is going to be a point-a-game player as well. So I think you can. I think you can have two guys play. And don't forget, like, if you have Cooley, you don't have Slafkovsky. So there's, maybe somebody goes to the wing a little bit when you need that. Or, you know what I mean?
You tell me, is the National Hockey League not built on duos?
Not, I guess it is more now.
More now than ever.
Yeah.
We grew up in a world where it was trios, right?
Yeah.
So if you do have a duo of Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, Cooley and Demidov, those are two nice things.
You look good. But what did we say in the playoffs last year? What did they say in the playoffs after the playoffs last year? Simon, they said that they're not big enough. They're not strong enough.
Yes.
And so to me, if Logan Cooley's an 85, even a 90-point player, I think to me, if Slafkovsky is 35.
35 is a big number.
35, 32. If he's between 30 and 35 and over 70 points and physicality, and he brings that to you and he wins puck battles and he doesn't shy away. Like the other night, when they played the Flyers, he got close to the net. He went to the net and Hathaway ends up cross-checking him in the face and he answered right back and he mixed up into it. So I don't think that comes naturally to him, but I have seen a little bit more of a meaner streak, a guy who knows how to use his body to his advantage now as well. And you're talking about a guy who's 21. He doesn't turn 22 until March.
No, listen, Joey, I told you.
There's plenty of race
track. Fabulous question. Like, you don't ask Habs fans. It's a little bit more difficult to ask them. They're going to tell you. But if you go out there and you poll 100 NHL fans, this can go.
I think if you don't poll Canadiens fans, I think everybody would take Cooley. Well, I think most people would take Cooley. Let's poll
people who watch hockey on the regular and study this league. I think they'll be a little bit more balanced, but probably Cooley a little bit more. But again, I'm thoroughly enjoying the Habs with one legit first line center. I'd be very giddy if they literally rolled out two guys that can get you 80
I'm not
points.
saying you're wrong. No. It's just that in this example, like the last 2 years, what have we said about Slafkovsky? Like, not consistent, got off to a really slow start, needs to be better. At the end of the day, Simon, it's 20 goals, 50 points, 18 goals, 51 points.
And this year he started very well.
For a 19 and 20-year-old to come in there and put up 50 points at 6'4", 225, 230 pounds. I mean, to me, those numbers are really good. And you're telling me that at that age, Late teen, early 20s, he's not consistent. Yeah, I'm expecting that from a big guy, but he still put up those numbers playing with really good players. I'm not saying he's not, but at the end of the day, I think that this player will only continue to get better. And if you're giving me the option between a 75-point Slafkovsky or a 90-point Logan Cooley,
75 is a big number.
He's at 50 right now.
Yeah,
he could be a lot better.
But this, Joey, 25 points. You just don't add 25 points to people's point totals. I don't think it's that easy.
But he's 21. So
I know, but 25 is a big number, right?
Well, I mean, the other guy at 65. I mean, I'm calling him an 85, 90-point player. That's adding 20.
Yeah, but you just
points.
His game
offense
he's a little more geared a little bit more quickly when it comes to offense. Look, I take either of them on my team. Here's a question for you.
Tell me.
If you made both those two players available, what is the percentage of general managers would be more in on Cooley or more in on Slot? What's a more rare commodity? That's a great question. What's a more rare commodity? The playmaking point of game, let's give him a point of game center, or the power forward that can hover at around 70 points? You tell me. I don't think either one.
I don't think either one of those is very common.
No,
like they're not common. They're just not. There's not really a ton of them out there, and that's why I think if Slafkovsky is putting up 50 points now, I think 2-3 years down the line, if he can take that next step, 70 is a big number. If he's in the 60s, if he winds up at 30 and 30,
that's a good. I think it's very good.
It's a very good player if he can develop that mean streak and continue to grow it and be physical. But if it's 60 and 60, if it's 30 and 30,
good.
60 and 60 would be out of this, this world. But if it's 30 and 30, and you're telling me Cooley's a 90-point player, I think I might have to go for the center.
Yeah, look, that is a very big.
He's not a winger,
but it's a great non-comparable debate because they're two really good, talented young hockey players,
different,
and they're completely different. Look, you've seen Joey. You hear it in hockey. You talk about it. If you talk about soccer being strong, the spine of the team down the middle. When you get better at center, it makes life easier right across the board. Like the Habs have legitimate top line, but I'm not going to 100%. I'd like to see Cooley and Demidov ready 2 games. I have intrigue in that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
it'd be very nice to see. But I think it's a great question, and you can go either way with that. Again, it's all, what else does your team have, right? Like if you have guys you think can fit either one's role, then probably not. Like if you answer on the comments here and you think, no, forget it. I'd rather have Slav because I believe Michael Hage. Hard to just say a point a game, right? I don't want to give anybody that title until you do it at least once. Although we just gave it to Logan Cooley.
Yeah, but he's going on a 65-point season at 20 years old.
Yeah, exactly. I mean? So, if you think Michael Hage might be that guy, then you're like, no, I'd rather take the big power forward. So, yeah.
But they're both, your question is poignant too. I mean, they're both really hard things to find. But again, I feel like the Canadians, we agreed they needed more sandpaper and a little bit more size after their 5-game playoff exit.
Yeah. I spent the last episode screaming about getting more sandpaper.
Yeah, getting sandpaper, getting nasty, getting a dog. And I think, Slafkovsky has to still develop into that. I think there's strides, like we said. But at the end of the day, you look at, if you take Slafkovsky away, I mean, what do they have in terms of size? And now you're going to tell me like, oh, well, they won't need as much size because they'll be even faster and they'll be even more skilled. And
no, there'll be a great void.
There'll be a void. Now, I think right now it probably looks good for Logan Cooley in this debate, but at the same time, he's not playing with slouches either. You know what I mean? Like he plays with Peterka and Dylan Gunther. Like he's playing with that's a really good
guys
team
that really fit his profile as well.
So he's playing with good players. Slafkovsky plays with good players. 65 points of Logan Cooley compared to 20 goals and 50 points of Slafkovsky right now. I mean, both teams committed long-term and big money to them. I really truly believe that there's more goal and point ceilings with Slafkovsky that he has right now. And I think there's a level of physicality that, he can step up and be more consistent with it. I think this debate we'll see in a few years, but it's really going to depend on how high Slafkovsky goes because I think Cooley's going to hit the point a game pace. I really feel that way.
He's that good. He's that talented.
But hypothetically, if Slafkovsky hits 70 points, if he's
that's a massive
30-40 or 35-35 and Cooley hits 85-90,
I think if you just want to look from a points perspective, Cooley's got to finish the season with 15 to 20 more points to just say, oh, okay, yes, I get what Slav brings and the power forward and all that, but 15, 20 points is a massive number.
If Cooley's a 90-point player and Slafkovsky stays at 50, 50 could be very useful, but then we're talking about, this is a different, there's no debate.
Yeah.
There's no debate. That's where they should have gone. Because again, Cooley's not a left winger. If Cooley's a left winger, it's a totally different discussion. You're talking about a center versus a winger.
Yes, and Cooley was a left winger. I'm not gonna say I don't want him on this team, but there is no purpose on this team. You're content with the wingers that you have.
It's different,
or at least 3 of the 4 wingers that you have.
I like the way the Mammoth are building, and I kind of feel for the Coyotes a little bit. Arizona. I mean, you look at you look at the roster they have. They've got really good players. Clayton Keller, Dylan Gunther, we talked about, made a nice move for Peterka. They have Sergachev on the back end. With Logan Cooley.
They got an arena,
these guys. They got an arena. They got a heck of a practice facility.
Too. Yeah, it's like we saw it here, right? Quebec moved to Colorado and they hoisted a cup. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know that Utah's.
No, Utah is not there yet, but I don't think what we're seeing is a mirage. I think that it's probably. I haven't spent that much time watching the Western Conference early in the season with baseball on full tilt. But
you don't watch Utah every night?
I don't.
Come on,
I don't. I was into the Vegas Golden Knights for a while.
Yeah,
and I'll get back to my Western late night hockey. But there's a strong possibility that this team will be a playoff team at the end of this year.
Yeah. So are you Slafkovsky or Cooley before we...
I'm going to go with Cooley. I'll take the center.
Cooley, Slafkovsky. I believe, man. 70 points, I believe.
You're asking me here like...
He's not on track for it this year, but I believe the goal total is going up, though. But
again, the thing about Slav, he has to his benefit is he'll be a little bit critique when it comes to his point production. But if Logan Cooley doesn't become that point-a-game player, I believe he's going to be in Utah.
And Utah believes he's going to be.
Utah believes he's going to be. And even more the Utah guy, because he's cutting a check for $10 million US. I'm not. How
much are you paying me to be here? Not $10
million US. Okay. Not even US. But if he doesn't become that point-producing machine, then Utah at that point, because you're not paying that guy to be a 70-point man. You're not, and he cannot do like Slav can do it. Slav can take over a shift without. Slav could take over a game without getting a point. The classic power forward can do that, right? Tom Wilson does that. He steps on the ice. Everybody takes notice. The dump-in's a little bit quicker. You get rid of the puck a little bit quicker. You don't take your time in the corner. Big guy like that can affect a game. Logan Cooley, for him to be an efficient player, the point production has to be at a point a game.
1,000%. All right. Before we wrap up, you want to... one of our very proud sponsors is Elixir.
Absolutely.
You want to tell us about Elixir?
Absolutely. Very similar to my good friends at the Baton Rouge. A fantastic restaurant with, Sam, you guessed it, a bar and televisions in the bar
Shout
area.
out to Sam, producer. Hasn't said a word all week.
That's it. I love it. Just great little, whatever you want, man. Large groups, small groups, a great menu. Joe, you know what it is. You've been around for over 20-something years in this city and you own a restaurant. It's only because you're doing it.
I was 20-something.
No, you're not in your best.
I'm in my 30s.
Those are good days. So you've been in the restaurant industry for over 20 years. It's because you're doing something great. So if you're
St. Louis Burger, Tsalikis.
I'm a big fan of the St. Louis Burger. Yes, it's the one with the cheese and the bacon and all the calories. I love it.
Yes, calories are good.
Nobody said otherwise.
Delicious calories are even better, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right, that's all the time we have. We've had a great week. This is a lot of fun. We'll be back with some more episodes here in the next few days, but hope you enjoyed what you've heard from this new project with my buddy Simon Tsalikis and I, Joey Alfieri. Subscribe, watch us on YouTube, like the clips on Instagram that Sam puts out there every day. Just interact with us, talk to us.
Absolutely.
We want to talk to you. Simon loves chatting with people. I love chatting with people. Even Sam might reply in the comments.
Nice.
On YouTube. But you let us know in the comments section. You listened. You've heard what Simon has to say. You heard what I have to say. Logan Cooley, Juraj Slafkovsky. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on YouTube. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can get the audio version as well. Scream it at your phone if you're listening on the phone. Doesn't
in your car,
count,
whenever you like.
Doesn't count for
but yeah, it's good for you.
For interaction, but you get it out there. Let us know in the comments section on YouTube. Juraj Slafkovsky, Logan Cooley. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back next week.